Yo, 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 what's up? Back here on the Remedy. We've got Ajuma Adams on again today. Yeah. We're just going to recap our latest run. Jules hit 100 kilometers. And yeah, we're just going to do a little short recap on how it was, how we felt, wins, losses, what we learned from it. Let's get to it. What's going on, baby?
Big dog, what's happening?
It's good. Got Jackie Ainsworth in the crib.
Jackie.
It's good. How you feeling, brother?
Not too bad. Not too bad now. 7 days. 7 days from the big hauler, but feeling good. The first few days after it was absolutely past, but on the mend now. Yeah, this morning was nice. Little recovery swim at Bar, and yeah, back here to talk about it. Recap, eh?
Back into it. I was speaking to you about it. After doing something that's so draining and taxing, and you kind of got a win from it, and you've put all this energy into it, and then after you've done, you kind of like deflated, eh?
Yeah,
Like
it was a couple of days, man. Like 2 or 3 days where it was just you were stoked with yourself, but it was you just unmotivated. Like even Holly was seeing me around the house, and it was just like, it was a weird feeling. I don't really know how to like describe it. Yeah, you're just unmotivated. You're so sore. Everything is just so painful. It only makes sense, you know what I mean? Like obviously, but yeah, you'd think. I don't know. You'd think you'd be in a bit of a high mentally for days after it. But even from the very second, like when Jakey saw me at the finish line, it was like, and he was trying to ask me like how I felt, and that I was dead set, just like, man, I just want to go home, sort of thing, eh? And just like you're just so exhausted, and it's probably just an experience thing that you have to obviously people who do it over and over again probably know the feeling, but. It was days. It was only just until yesterday where I actually felt not 100%, but just back. Yeah, okay, cool. Now I need to get back out there and start training again and looking for what's next.
Yeah, what's popping next? Let's recap back to the start. Like I got 55k,
Which is massive.
Yeah, like it was kind of a little bit bittersweet, man. Like I wanted to keep going, but I don't know. There's like this. Sometimes you think when I was thinking about it, like, okay, like if I was gonna die, I could have kept going. You know what I mean? But it's like risk and reward. I had like ankle was like super sore, and I was just like, I have another 45 kilometers to go. I can't run. I'm gonna have to walk.
Yeah.
My partner lays there, like she's gonna have to be there the whole time.
Yeah.
You were in front of me, and I'm like, man, this is gonna be like a long haul if I do. Like, why not? So I'm just like, oh, I'll stop here, like whatever. But yeah, getting through that was like, so that's why I was a little bit bittersweet. But like, got to be happy with what I got with. But at the start, I was like fully in, like, yeah, I'm gonna get this 100.
Yeah.
And even when I spoke to you afterwards, you were like, yeah, I was thinking, man, that's pretty crazy that you're doing it. And I'm like, did you have my back the whole time, or did you know I was going to...
Almost unbelievable. Nah, I was very skeptical, but I never want to doubt what someone can do, you know what I mean? Like, put it this way, the way I was thinking about it, if I was you, there's no chance, like, that I would, you know what I mean? Like, even 55k, because we only sort of discussed it afterwards where you sort of put it into perspective of how long I've been... Like, I did the marathon last year, so I was already into the endurance, like the time on my legs are already experienced something.
You had the
like
K's
that.
in the legs.
K's in the legs, and then when I was in Indonesia, I was training solid, like very hard over there. And it's been basically 4 or 5 months of me pushing continuous, training wise, and that was all for 55k. Exactly what you did. Like before that, And when I finished 55K, I had nothing left in the tank. And that was with 5 months of training behind me, or 4 months of training behind me. So then when you've just finished a knee surgery and only just pumped out, what was it, the knee surgery like not long ago?
Yeah, so I had knee surgery like 8 weeks. So I was off my legs for pretty much 8 weeks, not doing any training, and then I just did a 5K, which is fairly long. Like 5K is like, when you haven't ran, it's pretty long. And I was like, oh, I'll just do 5K. And then at the end, I was like, holy shit, like that's a fair hike. Like it was not good. So I did a 5, then a 10 with you, which busted me. Then I did a 10 alone. Then I did a 30.
Yeah.
And so it was like...
So if I'm thinking for myself, if I'm like you, I wouldn't even consider running 100Ks. I wouldn't even really consider running 55. I was so nervous the month before when I was going to do the 55K. Like that was like, all my energy was focused on that for like, you know what I mean? You hadn't even been focused on a big event. It was 2 weeks out and you're like, yep, righto, saddle up, that's why inside of my head I'm like, shit, I don't know how, like, because if I'm just thinking, if I was you, there's no way. Like, I would probably go, I'd just probably turn it down. I'd probably say, I'd do a leg with you. Because, I don't know. I suppose that's what a lot of confidence comes by, and a lot of things is because you've already put time into training and experiencing something like that. So to get 55Ks out almost makes me feel like a bit of a pussy when I train. Not a pussy, but like, puts my effort. I only just finished 55, and that was the longest thing I've ever done a month before, and I trained hard for that. So your mental capacity to come off a knee surgery, just do a couple of runs, and then push yourself that hard to finish a 55K, which is whatever that is, like 6 hours, or can't remember how many hours of continuous like stress on your body, because that's what it is at the end of it. Because you're not puffing exhaustedly. It's how much stress on your body can you endure, and how many hours of that can you take. So, but it's weird but because it was the same day where I did 100 and you did 55, it just makes, you know what I mean? That's when I felt like it was like, oh, well, everyone sees like, oh, you only got 55 and he got 100, but 55 is out of control.
Yeah.
That's a marathon and an ultra marathon in your very first crack.
Classified ultra, which is shit. Like, so I was endorphins were high after that. I didn't sleep much that night. But yeah, let's take it back. Like, we reached out to Jakey. Jakey was
touch on that sleeping part too, because that was an interesting moment.
Oh, after it. Shout out Jakey Ainsworth. He reached out to him because we want to do a little mini doco. He come down. You live at Cloundre, Jakey. Richard, or so he drove all the way down to Caboolture. What, 4:30?
Yeah, he was there before I got there. I got there at like 4:30 or a bit after. Yeah,
so Caboolture, and then you mapped it out, man. When we started, like, I was proper like, yeah, this is sick. Let's do it. And then first 20 was good, like, was hurting a bit, but the run that we were doing was sketchy, man. We were speaking about it before. I was like, this is not like a footpath. This is on the road. When a car comes, like, jump off the road. Like, otherwise you're running in like potholes and stuff. Like, it's pretty dodgy.
It was pretty stupid, really. Like, it was a proper highway, or no, not a highway, but motorway, like main truck route.
It was an old highway, bro. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
And then we jumped onto like a new highway.
See, this is why you should do registered events, not just go, yeah, fuck it, let's just do this. But there was some stages, hey, when you just like basically bordering that white line, and then there'll be like a semi-trailer just zoom past you.
So, okay, what was your headspace like in the first? So we stopped every 20 kilometers roughly.
Yeah,
so
roughly.
What was your headspace in the first 20?
First 20 was good. Like, I knew it was going to get good too. Like, I remember saying before we left, this is going to be a roller coaster ride for all of us. And it doesn't matter like how experienced you are at running too. I feel like everything I've listened to about runners, they've always say like you have a highs and then you have lows. And I knew that was going to come because I had done some long distance stuff beforehand. So my headspace at the start was like, this is going to feel good. It's 4:30 in the morning. Like, everyone feels nice at 4:30, especially when you got two, like, had you and Nick Tin that come along and joined in at the start. You knew you were going to do some filming too in the sunrise, so it was like, cool, this is going to be a nice start. Like it's beautiful out there too. As much as it is dangerous running on the side of the road, it's like all those farmlands you're running past and you're watching the sun, and you got the Glasshouse Mountains in there. So that was just high energy at the start. The headspace was good, and I knew I was confident in getting a marathon out. Like that's before I started, I was like, I know I'm going to run a marathon today. Like I've done it before. I've done it twice before now. I can do it a third time. But anything after that, it was the dark unknown of. I always knew. I don't know. I would 100% confidently say I always knew I was going to get the 100 because no matter what I had to do, if I had to walk like half, which is basically a lot of it, I did walk after the halfway markers. But the start, I was like, I know I'm going to get 100 some way or another. But the first 40, I knew I was going to do that in like a good space. You know what I mean? I was going to feel good about the first 40. And with the stops in between, I was like, oh, cool. And that's how I broke it down. And both of us broke it down. It's like the first leg was 19, 20K. And then,
so just
Jay's playing the piano.
Playing the piano.
But yeah, so it was like, yep, righto, this is going to be cool with me and you, and let's just get the first 19 out and enjoy the run. Like I just enjoyed as much as possible. And the first 19K for me was just a straight high. It was really good actually. Like I was.
Yeah, when you think about it, when you finish the 20 or 19, that was pretty quick. It was just like, like sweet. That's easy. But normally if you're doing it at 19, 20 by yourself, you're like, buckle in for 2 hours, let's go, you know? And so that was,
And it's weird when you put like, a huge, when the target's way past, you know, something that, like you said, a 20K, if I went out now and do a 20K run, it would, I don't know how to say it, but that capacity of the 20K run will take up the effort it would take.
You get mad endorphins.
If you say you're going to go a 100K run, the 20K doesn't take up all the capacity of effort. It's like, you know, it's just a chunk of the big picture.
Yeah.
So that's why maybe sometimes it's important, if you know you're doing something, just tell yourself you're actually going to do more, or, you know, trying to trick your brain is like, oh, yeah, say if you're doing a 5K run, just tell your brain, well, we're going out for a 15K, but secretly, no, you're going to stop at 5. I don't know if that's...
Yeah, I don't think that's doable, but it's weird how the brain works like that. The first stint was sweet, but after the second one, you kind of like, you took off a little bit. I was behind you. Timsy was more behind me, and I was that for me was hard, man.
Second one.
Running, after running, I had to call Lay to come stop to give me more water, and then.
Well, hang on. We'll take it back to the start. We were 4 minutes in, and what happened? Remember your water bottle busted? So that's probably what started a whole heap of dramas. You know what I mean? Like it was 4 minutes in. We had obviously I had my vest on, my water, and my nutrition in there. You had your camel pack.
Camel pack.
4 minutes in, starts leaking down your back. So that sort of ruined the mood. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I was all right. I was just kind of deal with it. Like hopefully it gets picked up. Hopefully I pick it up at the next checkpoint and it's good. But that wasn't the case.
Yeah. So it didn't start well.
Start well, but But after that you kind of took off. And that second 20, just speak for myself. I was like, oh man, I was dealing with some shit there. Was bringing up I had to get Lay to come and give me more water, and she said you were up ahead more, and it was kind of hilly.
Yeah.
And because I got told just walk the hills and stuff.
And at the 30K mark, that's when that first hill hit me.
And when the hills are there, you're looking at them and they're like, is this a hill or is it just like a little slight slant? And then I was walking a bit and my ankle was hurting, and I was like, fuck, this is only 30Ks in, man. Fuck. But yeah, anyway, we got to that bit. That next part. Oh, how were your thought process in that second one?
Yeah, I was the same. I got to that first 30K, and I remember, you were telling me you're talking to your mate Kieran, and you were saying don't run with your ego, and walk the hills, sort of thing, and
save your legs.
Yeah, save the legs, and that's. like I was at that stage. It was 30 k's on that first proper hill. It wasn't a steep hill, but it was incline for about, I don't know, maybe 500 meters or something. And yeah, it's just a game. I don't know. It's cool, man. You're playing with a game, like it's just a game with yourself. And I was like, oh, I could push up this hill and try to keep pushing for time, but this is an ultra marathon. It's you have to sort of sideways with your ego. And but yeah, when I hit that 30k, man, it was getting hot too. It wasn't that late. It was like only, I don't know what time it was, but sun was blaring on
About
you.
9 o'clock or something.
Everything contributes to how hard it is too. Like even running on the side of a highway, you taking like energy away to thinking about cars and shit running past you.
Oh,
You know, like I feel like there's a lot to consider.
it drained the fuck out of me,
How
man.
much
Like,
it drains
every
you.
car
'Cause you're not
comes, you're like, don't
you're
get
not
hit.
comfortable. You're always like, oh fuck, and you're trying to run on that shitty part of the road where it's like grass and like crappy shit sticking to your leg. You know those little.
But
bloody
like
things.
that's exactly the same, bro. If you're gonna do a ultra in a trail,
Yeah.
like man, you
Yeah.
gotta like every step.
Yeah.
I don't know, I haven't done it, but I'm
Yeah.
thinking every step you're like trying to place your foot where you can. I guess
Yeah.
maybe I don't know, but
But that's the cool thing, man, and that's why I love it. Like you have to deal with shit on the fly. Like it's life as well. That's what I'm saying. That whole run, whatever, like 14, 15 hours, it was like a whole lifetime of roller coaster lessons and that you deal with in life. Like that's why I enjoy it, and that's why it's teaching me so much. It's like it sounds good when you say it at the start, like let's run and everything's going to go as smooth as it is, but like you said, like 5 minutes in, your water pack broke. How do you deal with that? Okay, now we're running on a highway, there's trucks, shit, didn't really anticipate how hectic this was going to be. And then, yeah, you hit your first incline. I'm only 30, it's only 30 k's in. Fuck, maybe this is too far. Like, and you just dealing, like, it's cool. You're just asking yourself the questions, how do you figure it out? But yeah, that's when I was the same as you. There's no difference how I was thinking, really.
But do you know what's weird, man? At the time when you're ahead of me, I'm thinking like, man, Jules is pumping. He can't be thinking how I'm thinking because I'm fucking hurting and he's pumping, and I'm like, and you kind of you put or I compare myself to you in a way, which sucked a little bit because that drains energy, because it's like, okay, I need to push a bit harder here, like not just take a step back and run, do what I do, which that's a learning curve for me, man.
Yeah.
Which is cool, but
it's probably an important thing running those sort of distance too. You really have to run your race. It's personal. As much as we wanted to do it together, and that's how I was thinking too. Like at those stages where I was like, I did feel like I'm not that fast of a runner, really. Like my 10k pace is the same as my. Does that make sense? Yeah, my whatever pace. Like I just keep the same pace, and that's when I was thinking like, how am I going to like finish this? Am I going to finish it running with you? But maybe I couldn't have done it because if I went slower or if I went faster, it could have affected how. I just knew there was one way that I knew that I could get through this race or this run. And that's where I just went into my own zone, and I just said, if I feel good, I'm going to make up some time in the parts where I feel good. And like I was saying, those highs, I knew I had to run the highs out. When I felt good, I knew, let's ride this out, because I knew after that it's going to come a low, and I have to grind that out. But you could be different, and everyone's highs and lows come at this different times. Like you could have got yours far before me, but yeah, no, it's just tricky to try to do something with someone too. It's like, sure, we could have, but who knows? I just sort of said, this is the only way I know how I'm gonna.
Man, let me take you back there. What you just said, like run with the highs. Like you go, I never knew, but running is like you go through highs, and like good highs, and then you fucking in lows for like ages, and then you come a little high, fucking low for ages, and.
Yeah.
I was watching a documentary the night we finished of, is it, her name's Cassie DeWalt, is it? Is it Cassie?
Courtney DeWalt.
DeWalt, and she's just she's a freak, man. If you want to look her up on YouTube and watch like a few docos on her, she's like crazy. And she was doing this run, man. I think it was like 3 days or something.
Moab 240 probably.
Yeah, 240. And she reckons that she didn't get her first high until like 20 hours in.
And that's when you define a runner. The people who can get through those
I'm like, are
lows.
you fucking serious?
20
First high. So what she's doing for 20 hours is like fighting her demons and like, you can do this. No, stop. Just stop. No, you take a rest. And it's like, no, keep pushing for 20 hours until you get some sort of high. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I got a high. Like, I remember running, getting a high and just going like, yeah, you got this. Boom, run, check the watch, 500 meters. And then low, it's like, you little pussy. Like, and it's like, fuck.
But the difference between her fighting her demons, like her 20-hour low, she's still running, probably at a pace that we would run our highs. Like,
chuffing
the
along.
the only way I get through my lows is probably stepping back from a run and pace, like power walking. Like, that's me grinding through hers. But she's doing 20 hours, like run. I don't know what she does. I don't actually know that much, but I'm guessing because some of her times that she does in those ultras is absolutely ridiculous. But
it's the thing with running that, like, I've never been a runner and I'm kind of like half addicted to it now, like just from what we've done. But when you're doing a long run, say you're doing a 5-hour run, that's you yourself and your ego, whatever it may be. So like your core self and your ego, the voices in your head, and pain dancing for 5 hours because a part of you chose to do it. So it's like, okay, man, let's go visit pain for 5 hours and see who breaks first. See if I can push through. Like,
it's
that's such a crazy, what crazy motherfucker does
it's
that?
sort of stupid. It's so self-inflicted. Like, you were the only reason you were in pain because you chose to do it.
Let's do this.
But
the thrill you get out of it, and like the thrill and just the fact that you know that you can push your body
it's
to limits
time.
that you don't think.
It's like just time under tension, man. It's just practice. Like, that's why I say it's running to me now. It's like not a runner. I do enjoy it. Like, I do say when I do like shorter distance, I actually enjoy, like when I'm running out in the trails, like at the back here. Like, I actually do like love it. But doing those long ones, you're not really loving it after 10, 15 Ks anymore. Like, you're sort of over it. But it's just, you almost need to get to that stage where it's like, okay, I don't want to do it anymore. But that's when the gold nuggets come. It's like, now you're in time under tension of basically, self-inflicted pain. And what's going on inside your mind? Like, you chose to go this far, so what are you going to learn about yourself last time? You know what I mean? Like, there's different things that come in. Like, you got the highs, you got your lows, you can stop. But I guess, like, I just, like, the way I look at it now, it's like you're training some part of your brain
that doesn't get touched a lot.
It doesn't get touched a lot, and not many other people can tap into it. But you almost have to buy in. Like, the buy-in is pushing past whatever. For me, the buy-in is probably like after 15 Ks. That's when I bought into that. Oh shit! Okay, now I'm in this mental state. How far do you want to push past it? How much time do you want to spend in it? Because after you finish, when you debriefing or you're observing on what you went through, it's just like, man, there's so many lessons you can learn and you can apply it to your life. Like, it's just, I don't know. I just find it so interesting. And sometimes, as weird as it sounds, like, you're almost watching your brain. It's like meditating. You're like watching your brain and seeing what it does in different stages. It's like, if you can separate yourself from, I don't know how to articulate this, but like if you can like separate you from your mind or your mind from your brain, however that can be articulated, and you can really just watch it. And because it's self-inflicted, it's a bit weird, but you're just watching like, okay, you're in pain now. How do you deal with this pain? Like, and you know what I mean? You want to stop, but is there tools or is there things that you can pull out of yourself that can push it a bit further? And it's all really simple, because at the end of the day, it was literally putting one foot in front of the other, and like, it doesn't require any skill. And that's one thing that I love about running. It's not like it's a skill based thing. It's, you just need to send the signals from your brain to your legs or whatever how that works, just to put one more foot in front of the other. Do it again, put the other foot in front of the other. And how it's so mundane and just the same simple task. It's like breathing, you know what I mean? It's just when you're meditating, like it's as simple as, but how many times can you do it? How long can you do it? How much can you endure? And then, you know, whatever that may be, it could be, you know, after your buy-in, for me, after the 15K, it's like, if it's, you know, 20, or in that case, there was another 85 Ks of that time.
Well,
but I can take it out of that and then put it into my life. Like, there's going to be times in life where I'm just like, oh, this sucks. I don't want to, you know, keep doing whatever it may be, but you've put time into it, so now you know. Oh, well, all it is just, you know, push it through, put another, you know, foot in front of the other, basically, and that's what I love.
But there's the thing that I kind of realized was when I was running, like through football injuries, like my knees and hips, feet were a little bit sore as well. But when you're running, you really feel like like the pain in my knee. Like I was feeling the pain in my knee, and like keep running. I'm like, man, how can I keep going and adjust so this pain's not there? And you kind of adjust like the way you might put your foot down or whatever, and then that doesn't help. And then for some reason, your mind just goes somewhere else, looks for more pain somewhere else, and then you forget about your knee.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's so crazy how your mind is like, what's pain?
Yeah.
Like, how can you find a way to tap into pain? Pain's obviously good. Like, it tells you when something's like maybe not right, or maybe like, oh, we don't really like this too much, and body doesn't really like this too much, could have complications at the end if we keep doing it. But imagine if you can find a way to tap into pain where it's like holding hands with it and just like, like appreciate you, man. Stay there, like for me. You know what I mean? Like in a weird way.
Yeah. Well, that was a mantra that I was always like trying to tell myself on the run too, or even on runs before. It's like, pain is beautiful. Pain is your friend. And I just kept trying to tell myself that pain is beautiful. Pain is your friend. And like the more closer relationship you can build with it, like it's not like it's put as much pain into, because you will like fuck your body up.
Yeah.
Like it's not ideal for you know, longevity, or, you know what I mean, optimal thing. But there's so much beauty that you can learn from just not, because your brain, I'm guessing, is just trying to, and it does it probably before it actually gets to a shit stage of like, it's just trying to send you a signal is like, you know, stop now, because if you keep doing this, we won't be able to survive. I'm basically guessing that's what your brain is, that's what it's trying to send you signals, like, oh, this isn't good for survival, you know what I mean? Like, let's stop, let's pull this up. But a lot of the times I think that it does it before, like early in the thing. So yeah,
it does do it early.
It's just such, I don't know, I just literally find
you
it
think
so
about the pain and then it comes.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah. Yeah, you think, yeah. I don't know, it's preconceived, like there's a lot more that you can like handle. I don't know, I just love the observation of it. It's like, you know, pain is here, but like, let's like, don't push it away. Like, it's probably, just don't push it away too early. Just like, just be like, get to know it a little bit more. Like, see what's, it's like that curtain there. I just want to like peel it behind and just see what's behind, because you never ever get there. Because most of the time when you confront something like that, you always, as soon as you get to the front door, fuck that, I'm not going anywhere near that
that's
shit.
Not good, yeah.
But doing those sort of runs, all those, even there's a lot of other things you can do too to observe it. But I'm just curious, and I think that's an important thing to be as a human, is be curious. It's like, don't allow the shut doors to, you know, make you do a 360 and turn around and walk all the way to comfort. Like, there's nothing great that's happened from people just chilling in comfort zone. Sure, you're going to feel comfortable and you're going to survive, or your brain's thinking you're going to survive by staying in that that fucking warm cabin in the snowy mountains. But the people that get somewhere and the people that learn shit about life and they can like look at stuff are the ones that just go, fuck this, rug up, get in the snow and just start trekking through those fucking blizzards, man. Like, it's the only way you're going to get from one spot to another in my head. And there's going to be all those little moments. Like, me and my mate used to joke around about this. It's like, continue to stay on the path in that snowy fucking blizzard. If you can like close your eyes and picture like that movie of like just that fucking psychopath that's just trekking through the snow, and there's always these little people in the warm cabins with the fire, and they're just going, "Oh, hey man, come over here. I've got a hot cocoa for you. Like, it's good in here, but it's cold." But I always look at those people, and they're just like the ones that are just not doing anything. They're the bigger ones. They're smoking durries or whatever. But it's like, nah, fuck that. I'm going this. Like, just choose your own path, and you just keep driving and driving. Like, you got the most danger, you got the most risk behind you too, because there's fucking, I don't know, winter lions out there or whatever. But fuck, that's
winter lions,
mountain lions, whatever the fuck you call them. But yeah, that's just the way I see like those times where you just keep
pushing.
Bro,
Bro, the people in the cabins,
eh?
the people in the cabins are reading the newspaper or watching the TV documentary about the people out doing the shit in the snow.
Yeah.
What do you want to be? Who are you going to be? You're going to be, you're going to live through someone else's life and go, man, he crazy. Or you're going to just go, fuck, I can do that.
Which brings me to an important point too. Like, half the reason why I chose this sort of journey to go and do these sort of like events and try to like push my mental to different levels is because, like everyone else, like, how good is it watching crazy people on YouTube? Like, for me, like watching David Goggins on YouTube and shit and pushing and just watching him, and like it gets you so fired up when you hear him. But I just was like, fuck, I'm sick of like I'm watching him and he's saying all this stuff like, I'm not different to anyone else. You know, I started from nothing. I was like blah 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 blah, and he's doing like, to me, it still feels like some of the stuff he does now is absolutely ridiculous, and there's no way. But I'm slowly pushing into his experiences and what he thinks about. Like, you can relate to what he's doing now after doing something like that, because yeah, like you said, like those people in the cabins, they're watching you. They're the ones on YouTube just going, oh, he's crazy. But after that run, I can like 100% wholeheartedly say anyone can push like way beyond what they think. Like I'm not even talking like, oh, you can do a little bit more. I'm talking you can. There's some shit that we could do as humans that are just far beyond what even.
Yeah.
Like, still, man. Like, I'm still at I feel like I'm at the fucking bottom ladder of what is truly possible. I mean, you got to have a reason why. Like, people are like, oh, well, I don't want to do it. Something like, I'm happy with what I'm doing. Like,
Sweet,
cool, that's you. But I'm curious as fuck of, you know, what can we do?
Yeah, and people are addicted to pain, man. People are addicted to that stuff. People have been addicted to drugs and then find a way to get. Then they're addicted to pain. You know what I mean? Like the addictive behaviors. I got an addictive behavior, but not saying go out and run 100 kilometers without any preparation. Like you can die. Like, you can overheat, not have any fluids, and die. So I don't recommend doing that. Like, have a plan if you're gonna do it. But what would you got some dot points there? What's your?
Yeah, I try to do a bit of reflection, but what do you? Just
Have you got any main points there that you took out of the run, or you kind of already come over it?
Yeah, sort of like here. I don't know. I liked, like, there's one thing about going through an experience, and I actually looked up the word experience the other day because I generally love that word, like experience, and what does it mean to experience? Like, what is a human experience? What is that experience? And the definition is like to come in practical contact with and observation with a fact or an event. And that was before I did that run. I'm like, fuck yeah, like, and that's what experience is all about. So there's one half of it is actually coming in practical contact with, and that's what we like physically doing it, you know what I mean? But the second half of the experience is observing on it, and I think that's just as important as doing it. Like, if you just do shit without thoughtful observation on it and what happened and what lessons you bring, you might as well throw it out. It's might as well be it's just stupid. And there's people that just do that, just willy nilly, just go out and do ridiculous things and don't spend time observing on it. So yeah. Anyway, but that's why I started writing some stuff about it, which is here. Just I said felt like a lifetime of lessons jammed into 15 hours, and like we were saying before, with the highs and lows, man. Like 15, yeah, that was like a lifetime of some shit going through my mental. Like a lot of people don't experience any of that in their whole life. But I reckon I experienced 15 hours of it continuously, just going, push, what are you going to do? How are you going to adapt to this situation? Oh, your right leg's sore. Oh, shit, you need to get, you know what I mean? There was just so much information going on. Dodge the car, like cross the road, how much time you got, what nutrition are you going to eat. And it was just a fucking game of chess, man. Like you'd be able to tell too. It's like you said, if you need to be able to prepare as well, because yeah, at the end of it, you want to achieve the goal. So it's like chess. Like how much preparation can you do? What's your nutrition? It was crazy, man. It was like a whole life of lessons just fucking crammed in. And it's like we were talking last time about ayahuasca. It was the same shit as like that. Like I'm going to have revelations. Is that even a word? Revelations of
Make it a word.
What we went through on that run. Like probably like years down the track. Like, you know what I mean? There's bits and pieces that I'm going to pull out of that. I'll be in a stage of my life. I'll be like, oh, you know, I've been here before mentally. You know, I can pull it out of this run. So
I think the main thing that I took out of it was like what we kind of been living by or talking about the last couple of weeks or month. This is just like set yourself a goal, whatever it is, do the planning around it, and then just like execute it is the big thing. Like you can have all the plans and don't execute, don't pull the trigger on doing things. Like it's just it's just the thought.
Yeah.
Someone else in the world's fucking doing your thought.
Yeah.
Like make it yours.
Yeah.
Make other people like bring other people out of whatever the fuck they're going through.
Yeah.
If someone's going through shit, and just because of your thought and you executing, and then sharing it, and people are like, man, I was with Jumi the other day. He just seemed like me, and now he's doing this. Like, fuck, maybe I can do that. And then they go out and do it. And it's like, one person is all it takes.
Start it.
Well, yeah. If you not change, but if you put a seed in somebody, one person, that one person is one soul is massive.
Yeah.
If you could change one person's life, I'm not saying we did, but if you could change one person's life, that's a dream.
That's all you need.
If you can change 20, like that's bonus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or
Yeah,
more.
one person is all I needed. And like you're saying, some of the people that got back to you after the run and saying that like, they just started their first little 5K run. And that is all I need for motivation to keep pushing more. And
You just need motivation for fucking years. One person.
Keep sharing them, like the meshes, and like I just think that's what we need at the moment. It's just like people that are just like we're all not 100% good at everything, but just share your message and whatever, you know what I mean. What can you bring to the world to progress it any little bit? And if that's just changing one person's life, baby, you're in the right spot and you're doing the right things, and
help your friend who needs help, help your kids, help your mum and dad.
Even that run, man, like you can't, like I couldn't have done that without you jumping on board, without Jakey coming out there. Like that motivated me for like him running, and then the boys jumping in halfway through it. Like I genuinely don't know how it would have went because it didn't go. Like they were there, so like I don't know if I could have got through it, but so who knows? Like, I needed community around me to get through it. So it's like people just say like, you did the run, but it wasn't just me. It was my partner Holly who came out and did all the stops with me. It was Jakey putting 15 hours of time and Holly doing 15 hours. You coming out there and doing your thing, and then us talking about it. It's just you need to do it to do anything great. You need to do it with other people.
Community.
Trying to do stuff alone is just not the answer.
Crazy. What's next on the agenda?
I've got my mind on some wild things, but I think next, like we've still, I've got that half Ironman
Fireman. Yeah.
coming up, so that's like the next focused training thing that I'm going to be doing. I've still got a lot of work to do with like swimming and biking. Like I could almost say that I've got the run down pat now, but I don't know, man. I don't want to I don't want to get too far away from just the philosophy of running. Like I just love what it can bring and the message it can share. So pushing myself in that space would be. I really want to get 100-miler done. Like I feel like that's just something.
Well, that's a world type of thing. Like your 100 Ks, yeah, but America talks in miles, and they're like 100 miles. Like,
100 miles, which is 160 Ks.
60K.
And I want to do that, but I also just want to put myself 24 hours of doing it. Just one day.
Yeah.
Just one day. So I don't know when, but sometime soon. I reckon that's going to be the next one. 24-hour continuous run. And try to get 100 miles, 160 Ks. And then who knows? Let's just see how far. Like I don't want to push it too far, but if I feel good and if I feel like it's a necessary thing, like I don't really want to get stupid with it and just start doing like ridiculous stuff for no reason. I want to make sure there's an intention there, just like doing an ayahuasca ceremony. You want to go on with an intention, and but yeah, that's probably my next level. Like I am jumping. I don't know. Sometimes I think maybe I'm jumping too far. Like I just went from a year ago, I've only done a 15K run, then I went straight into a marathon, and then I went straight into a 55K, then I went straight into a 100K. Maybe jumping into a 100-miler might be a bit of a step, but fuck, I don't know, man. At the moment, like things have, I almost want to push myself to a level where I fail, because I mean, like I could definitely grow on what I just done. Like I could get a better time in a 100K, but I'm not really doing it for time. You know, I'm not really. Time to me is like whatever. Like, fuck, it's whatever. But I want to know like distances and the experience. Like if it takes you 24 hours to run 100 Ks, like that's still what I want to do. But I want to. Yeah, it's the time. Yeah.
I think for me, like I obviously want to tick off the 100 kilometers. Like that's going to be a goal. I can't do the half Ironman now because of other reasons, but I'm going to do the 100 kilometer again in a month or maybe 2 months, just when the body's right and start doing a bit more training. But I think like the end goal for me is like, yeah, that's cool to have that. Like you've done that, say 100K. Like yeah, I've done 100K, like or 100-miler. But I think like the real gold for me is like that fucking process of like not the end goal, but the process of getting through it, and then like living through that, like trying to be present through all that pain, all that happiness, all that whatever it is. And then when you get to the end, it's like, yeah, sweet. It's like, but all that in between is like, that's all the gold, and that's all
dissect all that, and it's just it's giving yourself material to use. That's the sweet part. Like the journey doesn't stop, because the second you go, oh, I've done that 100K, I'm not doing it anymore.
You're dying, bro.
Yeah. You're limiting yourself to material. So the quicker you can get out there, that's why like yesterday I went and did another, like started my running, because I'm like, oh, I need my material again. I need to keep learning, because fuck, one hot day doesn't make it summer type of thing. Like you did one, but like cool, you need to keep it's just
keep pushing the envelope,
keep going. And like you said, man, it's 100K, but maybe it'd be cool just to set up that 24-hour thing, and if you get the 100K or whatever it might be, but just maybe set that's a little realm of what we can do, maybe.
For sure. Yeah, anything before we shut off? We kind of just wanted to give you a little rundown of how we went and what we felt.
Even you, is there anything that you... Like I sort of said all my piece in there. Like
I spoke about mine, like bittersweet. Obviously pretty proud. Like there's obviously more. I want to grow more. I want to run more. I want to push what I can do more. You just don't want to be put in a box. You don't want to be like, yeah, I can do this, and like that's the thing with me. I'm not like super good at anything, but I give everything kind of a go, and that's what I want to.
Yeah.
Some part of me wants to kind of nail something and be like, yeah, this is like my trade. But then the other parts, like if you be so good at this, then you have to take, like you can't be good at everything. You kind of want to be an all rounder. That's how I kind of.
We both flow like that, but that can be a thing. You know what I mean? Like how good are you at everything? And that could be like the, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and at the end of the
even
day,
if you say one thing, that's a lot of things go into that one thing, and our one thing could be like life in general or whatever. So there's a lot that goes into that, like, you know what I mean? So,
and yeah, I say this all the time, but like honestly, like at the end of the day, sometimes I think like I'm selfish and like want the best for myself, which I do in an extent, but like things that I do are like not for me. It's more to see like somebody else come up to me and be like, fuck man, like whatever, that's so cool. Like I've started doing this now, and it's like,
yeah,
fuck, that's what I live for, that shit.
that's fucking the one fucking beautiful way to live too, man. Like it's a version of self-sacrifice, and that's the way I look. Like I would sacrifice my fucking body or whatever every day if I can just
put smiles on people or just give people
it's a service
energy
to the world. And if everyone finds their version to service the world, and fuck, please don't think that you have to run 100 Ks all the time to do it. It just might be message. Like you could just be that person that was always so nice to everyone and called everyone on a Sunday, and that was your service to the world. It could just be your little 10 group friend group, but
fuck yeah,
I think that's just what I'm finding out now through like what's the best way I can service
what can I add to humanity,
the world, man? Like
kids,
and it's just might be
people.
small, like my little crew on Instagram that just like froth on running, and you know what I mean, the vibe, and they can start their own 5K. And I said it before the run, like if I can get someone out there just to do a 5K, and that was their hardest thing they've ever done, it is no different. I'm telling you, no different to my 100K. Like it depends
couple of hours
purely on what your life circumstances, like how you adapt to life. Like everyone is so different. But I think that's the most important part of what we tried to do last weekend, is like not only for ourselves see what we are capable of, but being the sacrificial person out there that's, you know, willing to put their selves out there and try something, and then you know, hopefully you're not doing it just so people can jump on the back and impress you. But if you, I think I heard I think it was that, you know, that Jim Wick, Quick Mind dude. He was saying like he does all his brain training. He was like, that quote, I'm not trying to impress anyone. I'm just trying to express what's possible. You know, if I can do stuff out there to just express what's possible, and someone else can, you know, use that expression and be like, cool man, I'm going to take that and start my journey, and whatever it is, that's my beautiful way of.
That's what it is. It's like everything that
my world
a human does is like expressing themselves or expressing something.
Find a way too, man, and don't get caught up in trying to do the one. Like do a lot of things. Like I'm not trying to give too much advice because I don't know. Because you know what I mean. I'm still going through it myself. I look up to heaps of other people, but the one thing that I'm confident in now that I know that's working, and if you just continually search and find and weave and groove, and that's why it's like running. It's just you have to just get in the fucking middle of the ring and box. You know what I mean? And fight, and you got hit there, or that didn't work. You just keep moving forward. It's one thing I said on that run too. Just went deep. I was just like, fuck, if you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl. If you can't crawl, lay on the ground and flap your arms.
At 55, man, I was flapping my eyelids for you.
Man. But it's, I don't know, like, fuck, I'm glad I said it. It's not my saying. It's obviously Martin Luther King, but like, man, I'm just glad I was in that experience and could observe what that truly meant. So that is literally like the big message I get out of that is just like, everyone just keep moving. Just move somewhere. Just find, that's it, my brother. just keep fucking moving.
My dog, 50 on the dot. All right, y'all. Thanks heaps. Appreciate the support.
Yeah. And if anyone wants to reach out and ask any questions about the other, I don't know, me or you, of what else went in and whatever about it, reach out in general. Please do.
Sweet. Peace.